You're posting valuable content, you're showing up consistently, and maybe you're even getting some DMs, but when it comes to actually landing clients, crickets. If that sounds familiar, you might be making the #1 content mistake that I see over and over. One that keeps your audience stuck in just watching mode instead of ready to buy mode. And today I'm breaking it down so you can fix it immediately. Hi, I'm Allison Carpio, founder of Morning Hour Co. And I'm a copywriter and content strategist. And I help brands like yours create content that expands their impact and levels up their thought leadership and turns their audience into clients without relying on trends or posting every day. On this channel, I share strategies for messaging, content strategy, copywriting, and thought leadership. So if you're ready to make your content work for you, be sure to subscribe to the channel. In today's video, I'm revealing the #1 mistake that's keeping your content from converting, and more importantly, how to fix it to get people to say yes. The biggest mistake is educating without positioning. A lot of personal brands I see make this mistake without even knowing it. And I've done it too, if I'm being honest with you. They over-educate in their content, but never actually position themselves as the person to hire. Maybe you're giving tons of free value, but it's not really leading to anywhere. And it's not your fault because that's something that's typically taught out there. It's just to give and give and give free value. But your audience might love your content, but they might not see you as someone to work with. They might see you as a great source of information, but not necessarily someone to invest in. I call that being in the content friend zone. And instead of positioning yourself as the expert that they need, you're coming off as just another free resource. Your audience might appreciate what you share, but they're not seeing you as someone to work with. So how do you fix this? The key is to move from just educating to positioning yourself as the expert that they need to work with. So instead of just teaching the what, start positioning the how and the why. So remember, in Chef's Table, they're not teaching you how to make their recipes. They're not saying step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this. No, they're saying this is how I source all of the ingredients from the 3,000 kilometers high in the Andes Mountains. And I source this from alpaca. And it's like they source those unique, hard to find ingredients, and it was inspired by their great grandma. It's been in their family for years. They make sure the mole is simmering for 1,000 days so the flavor is really strong and pronounced. They're showing why they are unique, why their method makes it so delicious and luxurious, and you are so much more likely to want to get that reservation and drop $300, $400, $500 a person. Believe me, I've been to about maybe 3 or 4 different restaurants from Chef's Table, some before they were on there, some after, and it was worth every single penny. So as an example, instead of me saying, hey, here's how to the 10-step method to creating a content plan, what I would say is how I create high converting content plans for my clients that leads to consistent sales without really burning out or while sounding authentically like you. So you can see how I positioned my expertise. I made it unique and I made it desirable as well. So be honest, I want to hear no judgment. Do you think your content is educating too much without positioning yourself as the expert? Drop a yes or no in the comments. Okay, so overeducating was a #1 problem, but there's a couple of other ones I want to touch on. The second one is the power of a strategic call to action. So if you're not consistently telling your audience what to do next, then they won't take action because they don't know what that is. So this is where a strategic CTA comes in. And what you want to do is you want to mix more direct CTAs, like, hey, if you're ready for a done-for-you content strategy, let's talk. And maybe ones that are more lower commitment, like that lead magnet we talked about in the last video. But you also want to incorporate it all throughout very naturally. So what I do is I always talk about my services throughout my content. I talk about my clients and client examples, not just at the very end, weave it all throughout. And then you also want to make clear what happens next. So if they're interested, what should they do? Should they DM you? Should they book a call? On that call, what's going to happen? What's that process going to look like? Think of your CTA as an invite, not just a sales pitch. You're guiding them towards the next step. If you're at a party and there's an after party, you want to invite them to the after party. Hey, we're going to this new bar. It has amazing mocktails, but also cocktails. If you still want to keep the party going, would you like to come? We're getting an Uber. I'm making it very clear what that is. I'm not just like leaving and expecting them to find out where I'm going to be. And then the other mistake is not using positioning content that builds demand. So remember those content ideas that I gave you a couple of videos ago? Make sure you want to incorporate that into your content strategy. So case studies and client wins, signs you're ready for blank, behind the scenes of your process, any mythbusters or hot takes. You want to incorporate that very thoughtfully and strategically into a content funnel that primes them and helps people naturally self-select that they are ready to work with you. When you mix these into your content strategy, you're not just educating, you're leading your audience towards the next step and also positioning yourself at the same time. So there you have it, the number one mistake that's stopping clients from saying yes. Thanks for watching. If you're tired of creating content that's getting engagement but not clients, it's time to fix that inside of my Content Glow Up program. Inside the Content Glow Up, you get brand messaging clarity. So you get a clear messaging framework with your brand story and messaging pillars that really speak to your ideal audience. You get a strategic content plan that's actually designed to attract, nurture, and convert. You get lead magnet brainstorming and outlining. You have a lead magnet that actually moves people towards your offers. Remember how we talked about that as a missing gap in your content strategy? That's included in the Content Glow Up program. You get custom content ideas with hooks, positioning, and a clear purpose behind each one of them, and a clear CTA strategy that we talked about earlier. And you get a 30-day content calendar that you could use over and over. So you walk away with a plan that you're immediately ready to execute. No more second guessing, no more content that doesn't lead to sales, just a clear, streamlined strategy that is designed to attract, nurture, and convert those high-paying clients and expand your impact. If that sounds exactly like what you need, let's work together inside my Content Glow Up program. Go ahead and click that link below to apply. Once you apply, you'll book a call. We'll chat for about 15, 30 minutes just to see if we're a good fit, and then I'll offer next steps from there. I can't wait to hear from you, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.